Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Please like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, leave that donation for that fried rice and chicken wings, and become a member to the channel. It only costs you a couple of dollars a month. If you like clicking on these videos and hearing this craziness I talk about, what's it going to hurt you, man, to become a member of the channel, not just subscribe. It will really help me out. I got almost 13,000 subscribers. If half of y'all were members, or if all of y'all gave me $1, man, I would do videos for 8 hours a day. No kidding. I would, no kidding, make this my job. But I ain't got it like that when it comes to YouTube. But if I get it like that, y'all will see some shit on here because I'd have the time. Anyway, man, Freaky Maliky, where are you? That's right, man. We on your bumper. We on your case. We want to know where you at, Freaky Maliky. You out here hiding from social media. You're hiding from the people. The people want the truth. They want to know, Freaky Maliky, is it you or is it Deontay that's ultimately led this man to the position he's in right now, where he's fighting Tyrell, Two Real Herndon, in a fight where normally no one would give Tyrell a chance, but in a fight where everybody's saying this shit could be 50-50. Because you don't know what Malik Scott is bringing to the ring in the form of Deontay Wilder. So we need answers. You can't come out here, man, and replace a guy like Mark Breland and do what you've done to Deontay. I understand, listening to you, Wilder can be a bit stubborn. Make him listen. He don't want to listen. So what you going to do? Because 90% of the blame is being pointed at you, champ. Y'all, look, I happen to be rooting for Deontay and rooting for Tyrell equally, right? I want both to win, but it probably won't happen that way. But at the end of the day, you can't come out here and replace somebody like Mark Breland and especially have Wilder end up losing to Tyrell Herndon. That Helenius fight, stars just lined up. You know, Wilder on his back foot. Helenius proved that he don't have the best chin anyway. So a lot of us ain't really giving Wilder the credit that maybe you want to give him because you feel that he set Helenius up, and that's something that y'all worked on in training camp, is being able to, fire off the back foot. But whatever. He got the knockout, good job. But after that, what happened? Because I'll tell you what, in that first fight with Helenius, Wilder got hit with some shit he ain't like. But where are we now? What's the plan now? Come out here, do an interview, and tell us something. Because when you got him ready for that trilogy against Tyson Fury, let me tell you something, man. I think you're a great motivator. And I do think for that fight, and I think for every fight, you do your best to prepare him. But we got to question the preparations, you know what I'm saying, man? Wilder did drop Fury twice. And that was very impressive. But, man, you just saw after round 4, kind of like what you saw with Wilder against Helenius, Wilder with Parker, Wilder with Zhang. He starts kind of telegraphing his shots. He starts losing balance, losing focus. And we all know the power hand for Deontay is the right hand, but he starts letting people know you're throwing it before the shit can arrive. And as a result, man, fighters can avoid it, or they can do something to nullify what you're about to do. So my thing is, what have you done to fix that? Because just come out here selecting an opponent that y'all feel is a cherry pick, that ain't the answer. That don't mean anything was fixed. That just means you got in there and did what you were supposed to do against what many people feel is just a nobody type opponent. But I'm telling you, I think that guy Tyrell Herndon is coming in there to win. So if you didn't correct these mistakes and the fight gets past round 3 or 4, what's Wilder going to do now if Tyrell just happens to be fighting the best fight of his life? Kind of like Lamont Roach did with Gervonta Davis. Let me tell you something, man. You got to have a plan B. You can't be walking slowly on retreat. Can't be walking slowly forward. Can't be throwing lazy jabs out. And you got to work on those angles. I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen no angles from Wilder. Last time I saw Wilder use an angle to creating opportunities when he fought Luis Ortiz in that second fight. In a fight he was losing, he stepped up to that angle, which Mark Breland and him worked on, and he hit Ortiz with some shit he didn't see, got him out of there. The shot didn't even look that hard, but you could tell by the way that perspiration flew off the head of the Cuban. That shit had some stink on it. I just think when Wilder's not using angles and the footwork and the balance and everything's not there, I just think Wilder becomes a more reachable target. And I don't know. Things may be beyond a certain point to where anyone who can get inside of Wilder's shots, I think they just have a good chance on landing shots consistently. And that's what you're seeing happen with Wilder. And Helenius touched him a couple good times, but Parker, Zhang, and even with Fury in that third fight, he was able to touch him up, man, more than what should have happened. Anyway, Wilder possesses, serious power in that right hand, something that we just haven't seen before. I mean, we've seen some knockout artists, the Julian Jacksons and those guys, but that shit, Wilder, I'm going to say Wilder still has the power, but he's not the same Wilder. But anyway, it's there. But when is he going to show up? Because I don't care how hard you hit. If you don't have your feet underneath you, you can't get the leverage on that shot you need. It don't matter how heavy your hands are. You're still to be able to land the one punch knockout that Deontay Wilder is known for doing. With his feet not underneath him, he has proven that to be ineffective with the right hand. Of course, you got to look at who's in front of him. Parker, Zhang, those guys are monsters. So, I give credit where credit due. Even Tyson Fury is a beast. But at the end of the day, man, where are the Wilder feints, Malik? Where's the Wilder jab? Double jabs. Where is it? Once he gets tired, that shit goes out the window. What are y'all doing to make sure he's conditioned? Because you're missing from social media. And I'm rooting for you. I ain't going to lie, man. I'm critical of you, but I'm rooting for you. I listen to you when you talk. Like, you really do care about boxing. You care about Wilder. I see you there crying over that man. You care. But my man, we just want to see a better end product. The output isn't what we're expecting from someone with a boxing brain like you. Shit, you got Deontay Wilder. It's like I always say with Freddie Roach. He didn't develop most of his fighters from scratch. Guys come to him that already have a skill set. He adds to that shit and makes them better. Zurdo Ramirez came to you with a skill set. Somehow, man, you did a great job and made that man better. He a champion at cruiserweight. You got Wilder, man, came to you. I don't care what nobody says. That man had an amazing skill set. I don't know about his work ethic, but what Mark Breland, and even Jay did, but what Mark Breland instilled in that man, you had an opportunity to make it better. It seemed like you stripped away all the good qualities that he had. Anyway, making that man do road work and working on his conditioning, man, he going to need more than 12 minutes in a professional fight. So if that's the sticking point, you need to put a foot in his ass because you're the trainer, man. It's time to do some reevaluations. Hopefully y'all have done that. I know Wilder has a lot going on personally. I know there's a lot going on over there. Your life, from what we see, man, we just on social media. We don't know you. You know what I'm saying? Just like you don't know me. We don't know each other. But it seems like you're living a pretty good life. And people who know I'm a retired guy, they say, well, damn, Hood Champion living a good life. He do videos what he wants. He's at the gym. This man out here with his kids. He sells what he wants. He got his LLC. He's doing that. Yeah, I do what I want, but I earn the right to do what I want. So my life is good too. But you look like, when I look at you and your life, I look at, from what I see on social media, because I don't know, I look at Wilder and his life from what we see on social media. It just seemed like, since you hooked up with Wilder, man, things for you have just gotten better and better, man. You're training more people. You're getting a lot of respect as a trainer. Personal life, man, seems to be going pretty good. You look at Wilder. It seems like he's on the decline, man, personally and professionally. I just don't want to see Wilder in here overexerting himself in a fight that he shouldn't have to overexert. He should be able to come in there with the experience and IQ that he has and the power and the athleticism, and with all of the knowledge that he's gained since working with you, in addition to what was already there from Breland and Jay Diaz, I think it should be out there. It should be able to get people out of there early. But I do understand with the level of competition. Look, man, I never boxed professionally, but I've been in the ring. I sparred. I've had fights. So I know when a motherfucker hits you in your face, that shit changes. You know, I've been hit in my face. I've hit people in the face. I've been hit with body shots. I hit people with body shots. I know that shit is. I know when you got someone in front of you who touches you, man. You know your mind can go. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. I always give the story about a sparring match I was in, which wasn't fun. You know what I mean? I got set up to lose that motherfucker, but I put the bing bings on that dude for 3 rounds. But then I was fighting for my fucking life in a sparring match. It wasn't supposed to be like that. But anyway, I didn't come out for the 4th. I was too tired. But what I'm getting at is we need to see Wilder show more endurance, show the killer instinct, and maybe put on some weight, man. I mean, we know he's got the power, but 208 pounds, 212 pounds, 216 pounds, you know, that can work with Terrell Herndon, right? It should. But fighting these monsters, man, you just got to wonder why you letting it happen. That's all I'm saying. And when you do these interviews, some guys do talk, but I would ask you these direct questions, but you'll probably never come on my channel because I don't have a big platform. But I would definitely not disrespect you, because it's like I know what it is to be at a strategic level. And people who are watching you in your position, ridiculing you, criticizing you, but have no idea what you deal with on a daily basis and what you're doing. And then when they finally get a peek behind the tent flaps, they're like, oh, I didn't know. And I used to be like, that's right. So that's why you should, you know, shut the fuck up. So that could be your approach to me, a hood champion, man. You're 49. You sound like a smart guy. You've had a lot of successes in life. Why are you so hard on me? Because it's not making sense, Malik. That's why. This shit ain't making sense, man. And you're the trainer. So when your subordinates fail, they're your fails. Their wins are theirs. Same way I saw it when I was out there leading a bunch of people, man. Anything good they did, that's theirs. I didn't take credit for that shit. They would come and talk about me. But when they had fails, I took those fails. Even though I know I did everything I could to lead them to the promised land. But when shit didn't go right, I owned it. Now, when I get home talking to my wife and family, I'm like, man, that motherfucker didn't listen. But in front of them, in front of leadership, and dealing and confronting the issue, I was like, nope, it's all on me. Because, you know, broad back, broad shoulders carry more weight. And them younger cats weren't built for that shit. So I would take those blows. That shit was very uncomfortable. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Some say the lower weight benefits Wilder. Look at his performance history. Never really needed to do a lot of road work. Stamina wasn't much of an issue. Him being a technically sound boxer wasn't necessarily, you know, something that was needed. But at this point in time in his career, it's almost like, I would say when you got involved with him, that Fury fight, that third one, I don't know how much of that fight and how Wilder had success in that fight, how much credit we can give you for that and how much credit we got to still give to Mark Breland and Jay Diaz. Because that was your first fight with him, but Wilder was still continuing to do a lot of things he had already learned before you. Now that you've had time to be with him, we've seen the product. Wilder against Helenius, that's a product of you. Wilder against Parker, that's a product of you. Wilder against Zhang, that's a product of you. Wilder against Herndon is going to be a product of you. So get it right, man. Relationship y'all have is outstanding. I get it. His mother had the same birthday as you. Your mother had the same birthday as Deontay. That's crazy. It's crazy. The respect y'all have for people, for each other, all of that. I listen to you when you talk. Cooking for each other, all that, man. It's a very, very lovely relationship between two grown men as brothers. But don't allow that to continue to ruin your brother as far as his boxing career, because you can't afford to see Wilder get no more concussions and have that brain stem bent around and shit from getting hit with hard shots by these heavyweights. Anyway, get it right, and I'm in the breach.